All right. So, we got somebody new here today. He's kind of a last-minute fill-in, but he's new all the same. You want to introduce yourself?
I am Dillon Sappingfield. I'm a friend and employer of this fellow here.
He's my boss. In layman's terms, he's my boss. We kind of organized this last minute, but it worked out well, because I totally got some stuff for you anyway, so it worked out well. But we were just doing some photo shoots like earlier today, and Patrick was really supposed to be here to review this. You don't know Patrick, but he's a friend of mine. But he wasn't feeling well in the last minute, so he had to drop out. So we were just like, oh crap, it needs to get some for tonight.
Worked out.
Are you doing anything tonight? Nope. You want to go see Peanuts? Okay.
I'm down. That's game.
Yep. So now I'm his boss for the night. Haha. Except I'm not paying him, so I don't know if that really counts. But anyway. Yeah. Okay. So Peanuts. This is one of those movies where I feel I almost hear like an 80s style police sergeant in my head at the end of the movie, where it just goes, "Damn it, Peanuts. You're careless. Your plot is meandering and has no purpose. Your red baron plot line is completely unnecessary, and your pacing is all over the place. But god damn it, you're so damn charming."
It does leave you that woman fuzzy feeling, right?
It does. It's like, this is a feel-good movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
It's cute. It captures Peanuts well. What do you think?
I mean, it's worth seeing once. That's the whole aspect of it. I mean, you see the plot, you know the plot. I mean, you know the plot's unraveling in front of you too. You know what's gonna happen. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
the in between is a question. I mean, I guess that's the
you
truth
know
of any
where
movie,
it's going.
So, yeah.
You know where it's gonna end. At the same time, like a lot of people like, this is so padded. This is so padded. But god damn it, Charlie Brown is such a lovable little dork that it's really hard. Like, even despite my cynical self, like, god damn it, it's so hard not to be at least a little charmed in this movie.
It's entertaining points. I mean, it was hard not to be entertained in the movie. I mean, if I were to watch it a second time, I wouldn't be entertained that same time around, but it had some good laughs.
It's good for kids. This is a good way to introduce Peanuts to a younger generation who, like, may not have seen the admittedly shitty older cartoons, but even though it's kind of captures the original cartoon's energy in the same way. Like,
it's charm, right?
And the fact that it's not great, it's not perfect, it's not really trying to be. It's just, there's just something about it.
It's very much Charlie Brown in its own way.
It's very much Charlie Brown in its own way. It's like, there's just something about it. It's like, it's hard to escape.
Yeah.
And I kind of dug it.
And I enjoyed it. That's the whole thing. I mean, what I was mostly wowed about was the animation. The animation was so cool. Because
the animation's great.
You're looking there, it's like, man, it looks like a cartoon, but it looks real. Like, you could touch this cartoon. You could actually feel, like, the fur on the dog and the hair and stuff. And it was pretty cool. Well,
there was a very specific effort to capture the Schultz design and the Schultz look and the Schultz feel. Yeah. That really played to the movie's favor. And the fact that it is like a kind of 2D, 3D kind of blend together, which I feel like they wanted to make this a strictly 2D movie, but the producers or like the higher executives of Blue Ice or whatever the hell, Blue Sky, said no. So
very prominent with their Ice Age stuff in the preview.
Yeah, they're banking on their only franchise has actually succeeded so far because Epic bombed. You remember that movie?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was kind of a turd that came out a couple of years ago. Animation was gorgeous. Most of the movie was just bleh.
Explains why we're at like Ice Age 10 now.
Yeah, they won't let it die. I mean, the scratch tour was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's never not going to be entertaining, is what I should say.
Well, Scratch is like it's like the only marketable character they have in those whole movies, and they know it. And they've exploited it to all the extent they really can at this point.
It's only so long you can listen to Ray Romano's voice without getting annoyed.
I liked him in Parenthood.
I did. I know, I'm just saying, I can't, this is too much Ray Romano, man.
Not a big Ray Romano fan?
I enjoy Ray Romano, I'm just saying, like, I can only stand watching one of his episodes. That's not one I could binge watch.
Bad Marie! I don't know whatever the hell her name was in that show. Yeah. Did you ever watch Ariel's Raymond?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't watch it on nonstop though. Like, I mean, the most I could do is like 1 or 2 episodes. So.
That was it. All you could take.
That and his brother. I mean, his brother had an annoying voice too. I mean,
I love him. I love that guy.
He's hilarious though. He's like, I mean, that was the best part of the show.
I love the brother.
He's very much his own Charlie Brown too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we kind of have talked about our own history with Charlie Brown because Charlie Brown is just one of those characters that is kind of timeless, and Schultz was smart enough to get out of the game fairly early. Oh no, I'm thinking. Calvin and Hobbes, never mind. But no, Charlie Brown is one of those characters. He's always the character I've always related to as a kid because Yeah.
Yeah.
The way my life goes, the chaotic twists and turns, life seems go against you, like, okay. I get it. I feel it.
Get up a little bit, kicks you in the shin, yeah.
Yeah, I feel, watching this movie now, I was like, damn it, this is way too close to home. So much of this. Okay, so the basic premise of the movie is Charlie Brown wants to talk to the redheaded girl who just moves into town, and that's
He
pretty
kind of
much
wants to reinvent himself at the same time, so he doesn't look like Charlie Brown.
So basically we get a series of very short Peanuts cartoons come together to make an hour-and-a-half movie. All the while, we get this kind of bizarre subplot with Snoopy writing a novel with him fighting the Red Baron, which I know is like a staple from the series, but it's so completely unnecessary. I was kind of like, guys, we don't need this here. We can cut this out.
It did drag on a bit long, that's for sure. And it was cool again to see the animation because you go from a very different perspective where it was all just snow and all this stuff into the mountainside and the sky, and it was cool. I mean, it was fun, but they dragged it on too much.
Yeah, they dragged on way too long.
They could have cut out 5 minutes from each section, probably.
Could have cut out completely. It would have been fine. I mean, like, I get what you're saying, though, like the difference in perspective and environments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, it added nothing, and it kind of took away from the part that I found interesting. It was like Charlie Brown.
Yeah, it was a weird segue too to that big time lapse at the end of the movie too, where it went from winter to end of the summer. Like,
but it was so damn pretty.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. So there's a couple, like, again, this is part of, like, the cynical part of me and the nostalgic / hopeful part of me kind of clash together a little bit, because at the same time, Charlie Brown, I don't know who they got to voice Charlie Brown in this movie. It did a really good job. It really captured, like, the awkwardness of the character. And a lot of the actors, like, I'm assuming these are all kid actors, did pretty well given the material. But it also kind of condoned stalking a little bit. and hopelessly idolizing somebody. Which are both things I highly do not recommend.
yeah. I mean, as a kid, you can always remember your first crush, and there was just no way of handling it. That's the whole thing.
My first crush was a fucking disaster.
Yeah, you never handled it the right way. That's the whole thing. So I mean, it's kind of showing them that it's just.
I know. I get it. Like, that's again, that's where it's like, at the same time, it's so fucking sweet, and it's so fucking like, oh, god damn it.
Funny twist at the end of the movie where he gives back the pencil. Are there new teeth marks on this?
Right. Why is this drool? Why is it sticky? Anyway. Yeah, I know. I had to make it work. I feel bad about that joke.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll leave people's imaginations where they go. It was in.
There's another joke there. I have to be calling back.
It was in a candy drawer.
It's like we made I think we spent a solid 5 to 10 minutes in the Goosebumps review making this terrible joke that I have to explain now because I have to. Yeah, I have to now. So there's a part in the Goosebumps where they find out like the big girl crush that the main character has on is actually a written character from whatever the hell is Jack Black's character name is. But anyway, so basically she's like a teenage ghost.
Okay. So
there's a part in the book and the movie where all like the monsters get sucked back into like the one big book, including her. It's like, oh no, and then she like, you can't go, I'm in love with you, or blah blah blah, and she just goes, oh, don't worry, I'll always be in your imagination. It's like, that is such a bad thing to say to a teenage boy. So the entire rest of the review we're just going like, he's using his imagination. So now we've.
Wish I could chime in on a joke, but there's none coming, man. Oh, didn't. It wasn't intentional at all.
Well, you kept saying that, like, well, you were saying something earlier about like him using his imagination. That's the first thing that popped in my head because I'm a horrible human being. Yeah, I know. So, where was I going with this?
Segue.
Going back to the movie. Oh, we go on tangents all the time on this show. It's perfectly fine. It's for some reason why people like us.
That's gonna be the most enjoyable part.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and by the way, I did want to point this out before I forget. Guys, for those who are wondering why Patrick doesn't pop up in more reviews, because apparently he's a fan favorite, is because I love him to death, but he's one of the busiest people I ever know, so a lot of times our schedules do not match up, and that's why you don't see him as often as I would like, so that's why. We're trying, but it's not, we're having conflicts.
Hopefully I end up being the second best.
You're welcome to come on whenever you want.
All right.
Yeah. We gotta warm you up a little bit, though. You gotta get into the reviewing spirit a little bit.
It's all good?
You're like, I'll just take you under my wing.
Okay.
And we'll be good.
Right.
It's kind of like how performing, the same thing.
Warming up.
Yeah, just warm up.
Okay.
Warm a minute. Don't be afraid to be silly. Expose yourself, metaphorically. See? Yeah, okay?
As long as you're gentle.
That's a gentle. I'm always. Oh. I use my imagination, baby.
Don't think of me later.
Too late. Anyway. Way ahead of you in that Spider-Man costume.
No, it was Power Ranger.
Power Ranger, even better. Go Power Ranger.
Yeah, it's morphin' time.
Alright. So, like I said, for the first half, a lot of this movie just kind of popping from plot point to plot point. Like, first there's a talent show, and then there's a dance-off, and then there's a book report, and then it's just summer randomly, and then he finally talks to the girl, and a lot of it's just kind of, okay, how can you stretch this out? How can we stretch this out? How can you stretch this out? But at the same time, like, each little, like, these are almost episodic in their events, and each one ends with, like, such a sweet note. At the same time, like, damn it!
Yeah.
Like, it probably just does not want to like this movie, but at the same time, as our part's like, damn it, it's so sweet! It melts my cynical heart!
I think that's kind of just chiming into classic Peanuts. That's what they were trying to do, was just keep tying into these old tributes. Because, I mean, they had to take time. In addition to the time they already took, they had to take time to show the characters were who they were. Mm-hmm. That What's-Her-Face was an asshole to him all the time.
Lucy was
an asshole. Pigpen was still there. That his little sister was still attached to his best friend. His best friend got surprisingly little screen time. I was kind of surprised that. Like, he was supposed to be there for chiming in advice, and honestly, only get those, like, between those 3 episodes, he had, like, 15 seconds of dialogue each time.
That's true. But at the same time, he got his point across each one of those minutes. I mean, like, it is trying to balance so much, and, like, I did feel like there was a lot of a lot of animators make this mistake of they feel like they have to have something going on every second so they don't lose the kids' attention. Yeah. Like, they did this with Minions, and it really, the entire Despicable Me franchise is guilty of this. Yeah. And a lot of other stuff Blue Sky has done is also guilty of this, which is why I was initially skeptical of this movie. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, they do this largely in the role of Snoopy, who's just on screen way more than he should be in this movie. Like, I feel like he should have been delegated to more of a side character rather than, like I feel like they're trying to market him more as the main character more than Charlie Brown.
As the co-main character.
As, like, as the co-star of the movie, which is like, okay, fine, whatever. Some of the slapstick is funny, you know? It's like, it's old school stuff, and I like that. I like Looney Tunes shit. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, no, like, especially, like, the early Charlie Brown cartoons, they're kind of very quiet. Mm-hmm. At least I'm talking about most strictly about the Christmas special, which is the only one I really have any recollection for. But, like, they're very quiet. They kind of take their time. They're they're almost kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cumbersome.
I don't want to say cumbersome, kind of contemplative.
Okay. Like,
especially the Christmas time. Like, there's a lot of times in, like, at least the Christmas special, because, again, that's the only one I remember drawing all my comparisons to that. Mm-hmm. It takes its time. It lets you kind of absorb the mood, absorb the feeling, kind of absorb, like, just the general emotion that Charlie Brown is going to, which is often just depressed. Mm-hmm. And you can feel that through the music and the characters and all that stuff. This one kind of feels like it always has to be doing something. So, like, if there's a big emotional moment, they kind of feel need for every character to chime in on it, or every character just to have, like, their say in it. But at the same time, like, those are all things criticism come in my head, but at the same time, it's also hard not to be charmed by it. It's hard not to find it likable. Mm-hmm. It's much like Charlie Brown. It's flawed, but there's something just something there just grabs you and is like, oh, man. I'm
very, very, very much like the... like a comparison people will draw from, like, it to Disney. Like, it'll never be, like, the top dog, but it's there for its own value, and it definitely finds a place with people. I mean, same this truth, kind of like a comparison to theme parks. You know, Knott's Berry Farm has the Peanuts there, and you go there and you're like, oh, this is cool. It has some value to me, some nostalgia, some cool feelings.
I mean, Calvin and Hobbes is still better, but, you know, at the same time, there's just always something about Peanuts that just keeps you coming back, and just something's like,
charming.
Okay, I keep using the word charming. I feel like I need to take a drinking game every time I say charming in this review. But that's just really the best way to put it. It's charming. It's kind. It's teaching good lessons for kids.
It's telling you to be a good person.
Be a good person. Yeah. Like, you know, even that means making some personal sacrifices, and that's a good lesson. Mm-hmm. And I'm always going to be down for teaching kids to be better people. Right. And like I said, it's done in such a nice, simple way that it works. Like when, and it's heartwarming. Like when Charlie Brown is entering the talent competition, the talent show, and he's practiced for weeks as this magician, but then his younger sister is just bombing on stage, so he sacrificed his own spot to help his sister out. I was like, okay, that's really sweet. And when he at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, when he sacrifices being thought of as a genius because his test scores got swapped out, it's like, because it was just the right thing to do. It was like, okay, that's also very sweet. These are good moral lessons, and it's a harmless kids movie. It is enjoyable. I wish it kind of let some air to breathe a little bit, but at the same time, like, I walked away, it's like, okay, that felt like Peanuts.
Yeah, like you're saying, like they stretched it out too much. The whole thing is like they went through these 3 life lessons. They showed, be a good person, do this, and things will work out okay. But they could have done that with 2 lessons and then showed.
They could have,
being a good person may not be immediately beneficial, but in the long run, things will work out in your favor. And
either that or divine intervention will play a hand.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the part that almost made me kind of chuckle to myself.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, we're in a theater full of kids and just 2 grown ass adults sitting there in the middle. Arms crossed, like, we are not amused, Peanuts.
And, the laughs definitely stood out more than others. Like, in the funny points, I always have a unique laugh, so, I mean, definitely chimed in a little. Chimed in a little louder than kids, and I'd laugh at parts that I found funny only, and no one else did.
Though there was, like, one joke that made only me laugh, because I guess I'm the only one that got the joke, which is the part where Charlie Brown is trying to find a book to do for a book report, so he goes to Peppermint Patty, who I kind of grew up seeing the lesbian jokes they made of her. So watching this, that's all I can think of, and it makes I feel like a bad person for thinking that, but it's so hard not to. But anywho, she goes, oh no, you want a book called Leo's Toy Shop. I think you can find it. I think it's written by War and Peace or something like that. And I was like, nobody else got that joke.
You got it. I was like, yeah, why? I was waiting for it too, because I didn't click it, and I was like, oh, War and Peace.
I got it right away. I was like,
Yeah.
It's like the Chinatown reference in Inside Out. I was the only one that got that joke.
I was like a shotgun. You're the one that got hit, man.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, it went past everyone else in that movie theater.
Because I saw Inside Out opening day, and it was just me and a bunch of little kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what scene I'm talking about? There's a scene in Inside Out. Have you seen that movie? You haven't seen it? Why? It's the best movie of the year.
Did it come out recently?
It's Pixar, dude.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it. Oh, yeah, the ones with the emotions, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, go watch that movie. But anyway, there's a part where, like, there's this cloud city that they cross by, and early on in the movie, one of the characters accidentally blows out, like, a cloud citizen that's living there, and flies, and they kind of run away. But later on, you see, like, the wife of the cloud person talking to the cloud cops about what happened as they're passing by again. And then the wife accidentally gets blown out, too.
Oh, God.
And the cop starts going, no! And the other cloud cop goes, forget it, Jake. It's Cloud Town. And I'm in the theater going, ha! Rest of the theater, nothing. God. Nobody got, like, what, you kids don't watch Chinatown? What's wrong with you, Philistines? Every kid should watch Chinatown, I think. But anywho, I'm going way back in time. That was like back in, what, July? Anywho, so yeah, good lessons for kids, enjoyable. Could have done without the Red Baron plot line. In fact, you could have cut out the Red Baron plot line in placement of just having quiet moments.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they could have even gone to, I mean, because, like, the whole idea of him flying the house was a big theme in the
kite.
Peanuts, so the dog Snoopy flying the house as if it was a plane and stuff like that.
That was fun.
They could have done that into a 2-minute skit. Like,
they could have easily done. Like, if you have to have the Red Baron thing, don't make it into a big epic thing, because it's Peanuts. It's not supposed to be big and epic. Again, I felt like that was another note from producers, like, all right, we need to have a big action scene. But it's Peanuts. Yeah. We need to have a big action. But no, you're not listening. It's Peanuts. We don't. It does. Give me a big action. Fine, Peanuts, Red Baron. Okay, let's do it.
There was a big laundry list that they felt like they had to go through, or a big checklist that they had to go through, and they. That's what made it felt so stretched out, is they just seriously went like, okay, we need to get in his typewriter. They need to get in his flying house, him fighting the Red Baron. Charlie Brown with kites, even in winter. That didn't make any sense, but it's like, okay, I get it, because Charlie Brown likes to fly kites, but it's in winter. It's like, okay, check. The sports girl, check. The book nerd, check.
Get all the characters in there. Like, the one thing that got cut out, though, I was surprised. There was no football scene.
Yeah, it's true. Like
there was no classic Lucy throwing up.
They played tribute to it in his memory where they showed him doing.
Yeah, that's true. They did do that,
but it was still like that was a big reoccurring thing was him kicking the football and didn't even bring it up. So
they got plenty of blockhead, but and wah-wahs, which always make me chuckle.
Yeah, those were funny. The one wah-wah that made sense was the one where we went, thank you, wah-wah. I was like, they timed it perfect. I was like, Yeah,
I get it. But overall, like, it's cute. It's got a good message. It's got a fun. It's just a charming, harmless kids movie. I would say it's better than Hotel Transylvania 2.
It's that movie either, so I couldn't chime in. But it was definitely it's worth seeing, especially if you either have some sort of connection to Peanuts, or even if you just want to see a good heartwarming movie.
Like, this is a matinee. Yeah. I would say go see this for a matinee. I mean, it's not going to be in my top 10 list by the end of the year, but it's, like, I'm glad I saw it.
Yeah.
And,
more of a one to see with, like, the family. If you have, a bunch of people that want to go see it, I'd say even...
This is a good family movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, I kind of wish, like, especially towards the very end when Peanuts, like, Charlie Brown does finally talk to the red-haired girl. Yeah. Apparently, this is a monumentally huge event for everybody. Like, they're, like, one step away from, like, throwing a fucking parade for Charlie Brown. Like, everyone's like, we're so proud of you. We're so proud of you. He's like, did everybody know? That he was having this problem? Why did nobody else help, you assholes?
Yeah.
It's like rooting for a sports team. You're not there for the defeats, but, you'll cheer when they're winning. Sorry, I'm gonna get 100 angry comments from sports fans. That's okay. That means they've watched the rest of the video, so it means like, hey, ka-ching.
Exactly. Made it to the goal line.
There is other point I wanted to mention was apparently the answer to all life's problems is divine intervention.
It'll fly your kite for you.
It'll fly your kite for you.
No, in Russia, a kite flies you.
Oh, God, we're going to the Russian jokes. God, no, it's not if Putin had anything to say about it.
I was playing an asshole in Call of Duty with the gamer tag with Putin in it. I was like, God damn it, he kept fucking beating me, too. Speaking of, anyways, man, he's being an asshole today.
Just roll his over everyone with a rocket launcher.
No, he had fucking, so it's Destiny, he had fucking hammers, man. Fucking Thor's coming for you, bitch. It's hammer time. God.
Considering it's Soviet Russia, that actually makes perfect sense.
Yeah, right. I know, he's hammered. God.
It would have been better if he was playing, like, Russian music over, like, his headphones. Like, no, 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 no. I don't know how Russian music
We're playing CSGO, though, man. I don't know.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Because the point at the very end, when he finally gets the courage to talk to the red-haired girl, but he realizes, like, oh, no, she's leaving for summer camp in 5 minutes, and on the slowest bus ride in the history of mankind. So anyway, he's rushing over there, life's getting life is just stop cock blocking the hell out of him, and he can't reach until finally he goes, oh, I wish somebody would just help me out just once, and then a magical kite flies down.
Well, what's funny is how all the kids were in the theme park, and suddenly they all see him with the kite flying, like he's flying a kite, but they're all over scattered throughout the city already.
Oh, yeah!
How did they get out of there so fast? And he was struggling like a motherfucker to get from...
Forget it, Dillon.
Yeah.
It's Peanuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a movie.
No. Like, again, in a worse movie where I didn't have such charming, nice things about it, I would totally nitpick the shit out of it. But anyway, so, like, the kite just magically, like, as if God saw, like, I hear you, Charlie Brown, drops a kite and just fucking flies him over this ice cream truck.
I have been a dick to you long enough.
You have earned reprieve, Charlie Brown. Pluck, throw, go make red-haired babies in 10 to 18 years. God. Preferably in your mid-20s at the earliest. Anyway. Then apparently he starts flying a kite, which is a big fucking deal for everybody. Yeah. He's like, holy crap, he's flying a kite. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but that's basically what they're saying. Yeah. And then, holy crap, he talked to the red-haired girl finally. Woo!
Yeah, man, they did have a weird climax to the whole movie. It took a long time to get there, and it's like...
honestly, there was like 3 or 4 times I was like, is this the climax? Is it over already? Like, but it's like, no, that was the climax to that particular episode. Yeah. Now we're getting the next episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that, so I don't know, like... There's still enough about it for me to recommend it. It's still enough about it that I liked to recommend it.
Don't feel bad if you take a piss in the movie. You won't miss anything.
Not really. No, probably not. More Charlie Brown, less Snoopy. That's really big. And take some quiet moments. If they ever do another Peanuts movie, which, I don't know, this is doing pretty well in the box office, so it probably will get a sequel. I mean, like, I'm a little confused who wrote this movie, because Schultz, like, the writer of the comic strip is given main writing credit, but so are his family. So
I'm not quite sure. He passed away, so I don't know if he actually wrote a script for this. That was a story that he had written, and the family kind of went off of it, or if the family just completely wrote it. And
I don't know. Like, is it based on some already existing comic strip? Because that would actually make a lot of sense.
And then they got some random guy with a really weird name to
fill in the plot, like tie them together. You know, that's probably what happened.
What was the guy's name too? It was Schultz, and like
fuck, what the hell is his name? Something like Alfonso or something.
Yeah.
Uliano. Cornelius Uliano. Cornelius.
This needs a lot less Schultz and a lot more Cornelius.
We will never know what Cornelius' true vision was. We can only dream of the possibilities. But I can't think of much else to talk about. You got anything else?
Nah, it was fun.
Right. So we kind of got a little late, so we got some trailers. We should talk about trailers on the show too.
Okay.
But we did walk on the tail end of the Kung Fu Panda 3 trailer, which, you know, Kung Fu Panda is one of those series. There is no reason it should be good.
But it is. It's
a fantastic series.
Exactly.
But the trailers always make it look terrible.
I thought the chicken part was funny.
The chicken part was funny. No,
exactly. So.
The idea of a ninja chicken, where it's like, fuck yeah, I'm so down for that. With ninja blade feathers. Like, yeah, awesome. I'm so down.
It was just the pun, man. The pun got me. Like, dude.
Which pun?
When they're just like, you're really not going to go in there and fight? I mean, even the chicken's going in. There's the chicken dedicated.
Like, so is Master Chicken is going. And he's a chicken. This ching. Marge's in there. It's like, okay, that's great.
Well placed.
Worth it totally for the visual. But I want to see. I'm like, again, it's one of those things. It doesn't look great now, but when I see it, it's like, I'm hoping it's going to be like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Because although I'm a little curious how J.K. Simmons is going to play as a villain compared to, he's going up against Gary Oldman in the last movie. So I was like, you got some shoes to fill there.
Yeah.
And I like J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. Gary Oldman, it's just Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's Gary Oldman. I don't care if he's in a good movie or a bad movie. He's gonna act the shit out of it no matter what it is. Ever seen Leon the Professional?
No.
It's like the most amazing Gary Oldman performance because he just does not give a fuck. And he's playing it as over the top as he possibly can.
He's got nothing to lose. He's gonna go for it.
Have you ever seen the infamous clip, the Everyone clip? You've never seen? Oh my god! All right, you're killing me here, Smalls. But no, there's like one of the most well-renowned, infamous Gary Oldman clips. It's just where someone goes, he's in the E-Professional. He just goes, all right, bring me everyone, sir, everyone. Look it up; it's fantastic.
I'll watch it actually. I'll just watch the movie, but
yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah,
it's so funny. All right, then we got Good Dinosaur, which I want to go see.
It's heartwarming. It's fun. We'll see. I mean,
it's Pixar doing new shit, which is always nice.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll see if it hits off again too.
I don't know. I mean, it looks like a lot of creative ideas. I mean, just having Sam Elliott play a rancher T-Rex.
That was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, that alone, like, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just T-Rex as cowboys. You just don't see that. And it's such a great idea that I was like, okay, yeah, I want to go see that. Then we got.
Yeah. The sad thing is, you'll always end up comparing it to The Land Before Time because it's a dinosaur movie.
Or you compare it to the other Disney dinosaur movie that everyone kind of forgot about for good reason. You know what I'm talking about? See, you already forgot it.
Which one?
It was just called Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I remember seeing that when I was a kid. It was about this bunch of lemurs and like kind of realistic animation thing that was kind of weird, and they were marching across a desert. Yeah, I'm like the only one that remembers that movie apparently.
I'll have to Google that again too.
It's an old movie. It came back in like the 90s, early 2000s, I want to say. It's a long time ago.
For Disney, it's not too old, but
I remember playing the crappy PS1 game. That's what I remember. Then we got Angry Birds. Fuck this movie. You think it looks good?
I mean, the thing is, like, there was no parts that really made me laugh in the trailer. And the trailer always spoils usually at least one or two of the most funny moments in any movie.
Yeah, this one.
It just totally ruined. Like, it didn't do a good job hyping. I mean, when the pigs started coming, it was kind of funny, but it's like even then, it's like I don't know if they're holding back because it just.
I don't think. I just think they're trying to make material out of something that by design has no material to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some good names on the cast. I mean, for them too. I was surprised by that. So I was
you got Bill Hader playing the pig, and I like Bill Hader.
Yeah.
Josh Gad. I don't know. I know he's Olaf and all, but I'm still not sold on him.
Who's the other one? There was another big name right at the top.
Danny McBride.
Yeah. Danny McBride, I mean,
Yeah, the bomb character.
Yeah, I mean, he just plays.
I don't know. We'll see. I every time I think of Danny McBride, I just think of This Is the End, and I did not care for that movie.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, for that name, it'll be interesting for that kind of approach. It's for some reason these kind of people that are so over the top in like adult movies do a damn good job in kids movies. I mean, look at like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, like we're talking about Gerald Butler, or
I mean,
everyone.
Everyone in the movie. Yeah, I mean, they were from the whole what's it called, Knocked Up movie. I mean. All the same guys.
Yeah, and like I found that actors I usually despise in standard comedies, I like as voice actors because they're actually trying to do something. Like even like Will Ferrell, who I can't stand in 90% of his comedies, I love in the Lego Movie. Yeah.
Well,
or even like Megamind, I thought he was good.
In animated movies, they're forced to do what they're supposed to do. They can't go off on some tangent like Vince Vaughn will play his own role.
Or like, well, it depends on how good of an improviser you are. I mean, like a Robin Williams back in the old Aladdin days.
That's true.
I think it's just what it is like, in a lot of their old standard comedies, they kind of typecast themselves as just doing the same shtick over and over again. Yeah. When they're doing animated voice, they have to actually play a character.
That's what I mean, because they can't sit there and go off on a tangent of their own.
You can't have like Will Ferrell doing his man-child shtick because like the directors on the side going, no, we need to play a character here. Will, you need to try. Are you sure? Okay.
We've already got this animated scene. We can't redo this for you.
No, you're not doing man-child shit. You're doing actual acting. Give it a try. Okay, fine. I haven't seen Seth Rogen do a voice actor role yet, so we'll see if that ever happens. It probably will eventually. I can't think of any.
I thought he was in the. Yeah, he was. He's in Kung Fu Panda. He's the Mantis.
I keep forgetting he's the Mantis in that movie.
Yeah, and I was like, that. Why does it sound so familiar right now? Because I was like, we just saw the preview for it. I was like, I swear I heard his voice tonight.
Yeah, I keep forgetting he's in that movie, so I'm gonna just take that as a
semi-role.
I guess it's not entirely memorable.
Yeah, it's not really a lead role.
I mean, we're at a point where I know Seth Rogen can act. He was really good in Steve Jobs, but now he needs to actually, make an effort. And I got to see another fucking Seth Rogen movie later this year, and that stupid Christmas movie he's got coming out.
Oh, I never want to go see Christmas movies, so I probably won't see it.
I hate Christmas. Bah humbug.
Sarah does too. I don't mind Christmas, and everyone's like making it such a negative thing. I'm like, fuck. What is
no, I have personal reasons for hating Christmas. Okay. Like I was thinking of telling my friend Grant some of my stories that happen around Christmas times, and he goes, "Jesus, no wonder you hate Christmas."
Yeah.
And then the last trailer we got was Secret Life of Pets. I just want.
That's not going to be entertaining at all for me.
You don't think so?
I really doubt it because
I don't know.
I mean, I literally just saw like if it's going to be. They don't introduce any characters or their personality. I mean, because they showed one that talked. It was the dog in the very beginning. That's the only one that made any dialogue. Otherwise, it was just clips of dogs and cats doing funny things while the doors are closed.
That's also this is the same guys that made Minions and Despicable Me 1 and 2. So it's kind of their shtick.
That's true.
I don't know. It's one of those things. We want either a new trailer to come out or the fucking movie to come out because I'm tired of getting the same fucking trailer in every movie I've seen.
Yeah.
Like the past month. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, I just think it's going to be a whole like slap together of basically like the short films that compete in.
Like that's what I'm kind of wondering. Is it going to be like a series of shorts, or is it going to be like an actual comprehensive story, like 3-act structure movie? Like, I don't know because the trailer doesn't tell me much.
And it doesn't tell you anything. It just shows you funny situations like a dog scratching its ass with a mixer, and then
it's expecting the audience to like sympathize or relate to the dogs are doing or the animals are doing. That's what the teaser is doing. It's like, okay, you have all these actors. You have like Louis C.K. who's in the trailer, and like all these other comedic actors in this movie.
They've got to give more for me to justify even thinking about seeing.
This is like this point. Like you need to release a trailer, guys. You can't milk this one forever. I mean, I will give you credit for reintroducing System of a Down to a new generation.
That was funny.
Who didn't grow up in the 2000 era.
Yeah.
Were you a System of a Down fan back then?
Oh, of course, man. No, yeah, System of a Down, man. I'm into all heavy music, and System of a Down was definitely a gateway band. So
that was such a pinnacle of the early 2000s. Like right up there with like 3 Days Grace and Linkin Park.
And then they had to disband and do the thing like they feel like they're a modern day like metal queen or something like that.
Yeah, like
without band member dying or anything like that.
What was the name of the lead singer that tried to go solo for like an album?
Serge Tachyon
or something like that?
Exactly. I mean, I feel like he got this huge ego after System of a Down took off. He's like, I'm the only one that's important for this. And
I'll give him credit. Has had maybe, I don't know if he's still
he's
around.
got such a unique voice.
He does have a very unique voice, which can suit, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll make a comeback. I don't know. But
I don't want him to do any solo shit. Honestly, they're coming back now because their money's running shy. They're like, oh, we'll get back to their System of a Down, play some shows.
I thought they got back together.
Yeah, well, I know, but they're only playing shows. They're not writing material yet, as far as I know. Have they ever? No. I'd heard about it if they were.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. You got anything else?
Nah. I mean, one last thing. I don't know if you want to see it in 3D. I don't think it was really necessary.
We saw it
cool.
mostly because of the time worked
Yeah.
at best, but you don't need to see it. You're not going to miss anything if you see it in 2D. The 3D for Good Dinosaur looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So go see that one in 3D. I probably will, because that looks like, for the landscapes alone, that'll be gorgeous.
The only thing about the Peanuts, it was kind of cool because, I mean, it's a 2D environment and you get to see it in 3D worlds. So that was kind of cool, but
but even then, like, there were times I kind of took my glasses off and I was like, they really didn't change much.
10 minutes of it was all you needed, so yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I agree though. Like, this isn't worth. Go see like matinee.
Yeah, I really
prices.
don't know why they did 3D.
No, it's just because of more money. So I'm gonna try to check out Spectre tomorrow, and then what's next week? The 33.
The 33.
It's a story about the 33 miners that get stuck underground for a while.
Oh, I gotcha.
But it looks incredibly cheesy and way too trying to be poetic, and just comes off as
I haven't
horrible.
really been stoked about movies this year. Like the only one that really,
It's been a bad year.
Yeah, the only one that really like caught my attention was Avengers, and then it really wasn't even that good.
I liked Avengers too.
It was entertaining. I mean, like there was a lot of fun, some character development. I just for some reason just didn't wow me the same way the first Avengers did. But it's kind of hard to do that.
Like I think the best criticism myself for Avengers 2 is like the Avengers 2's greatest crime is that it came second.
After Avengers.
No, like the problem is like because really if you look at the two movies side to side, they really have the same problems.
Yeah.
So like the problem is like the first Avengers came out first. So that was like, wow, we've never seen this before. We never seen like the shared universe thing kind of really pay off in this way before. Then Avengers 2 came out and basically did the same thing.
Yeah.
And people were less impressed by that. But if that movie came out first, people would say the exact same thing they say about the first Avengers.
That's true.
That's kind of that's like, okay. Looking back at that guy, because I'm rewatching it again, just kind of like, okay, how's this movie stood out? I still enjoy it, but you definitely do see the problems more glaringly than they do in the first one.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Mad
curious.
Max is still fantastic.
No, I still haven't seen that. I need to. I know.
My God, dude.
That's one that me and my girlfriend have been openly arguing about seeing it. We need to see it. We're like, okay, well, let's go
I
see
will
it in the
buy
theaters.
you a copy.
It's not a problem. We got like a free rental on our TV that we can watch it on too. It's just like sitting down and be like, oh, let's watch Mad Max right now. I wanted to watch it on the plane on the way back. She was asleep. I'm like, oh shit, I can't watch it now. So I was like, I'll watch it for Avengers again. That's what I did.
I will like cover whatever 2 hours you need.
Then we wanted to see it in the drive-in theaters too. I was like, oh, that'd be a cool movie to see in the drive-in theaters. And my girl was like, oh, drive-in theaters aren't as good as you think they are. I'm like, okay, well, let's do something.
Watch it on a fucking iPad. I don't care.
Let's just see the goddamn movie. Yeah, let's just see
Go
the fucking
watch
thing.
it.
Yeah, and she got me to watch the 2 original Mad Maxes. I was like, how can you not like just let's watch it?
See, I've never seen the first Mad Max. I've seen the second one, but
Yeah, no, they're entertaining. They're cult films, so
yeah,
it's something we're seeing.
I've heard like.
Speaking of cult films, I want them to do a remake of The Warriors. It'd be fun.
Oh, I don't know. They probably fuck it up.
I mean, if they get the same type of people that handled Star Trek, that handled.
I mean, like, let's look at reboots that have come out just this year alone. We got Point Break coming out, and that looks fucking awful.
Yeah, but cult films are handled in a different way. I mean, I guess Point Break was a cult film on its own.
Yeah, but have you seen the trailer for Point Break?
No, I haven't.
It basically is like, hey, let's take this kind of ridiculous movie about surfing burglars, and let's give it like, what if Christopher Nolan directed Point Break?
Well,
it looks kind of like a glorious train wreck. It's what it looks like, and I kind of really want to see it because it looks awful. It's one of those movies.
Well, that's the thing about Point Break. It's supposed to be sort of realistic, where Warriors is not supposed to be realistic at all. It's supposed to be very dramatic, where you get these really cool costumes, you get this really cool thing. I don't know if you can really remake something like that, but it's kind of the same thing as like you'd think, how can you remake Mad Max? So,
well, it's not a remake though; it's a sequel.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's in its own way, it's a reboot. So
it's a reboot sequel. Like, I'll give you that, but it was also made for years in pre-production, and it was directed by the original director.
I mean, if they could handle something like The Warriors in the same nature, then that'd be fun. So.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it could happen. I've just seen a lot of bad reboots, especially like even this. What was it? We got the Poltergeist this year too, and I heard that was bad. Although that's one I didn't go see. So I heard from my friend Grant and Karina that it was a bad movie, but that's when we didn't go see. So I got Spectre tomorrow though. That's gonna be fun. And oh, we got Meet the Coopers next week too. I gotta go see that piece of shit.
Meet the Coopers. Is
It's a Christmas movie with John Goodman. I love John Goodman, but god damn it, the movie looks horrible.
Let me know.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think it's all we got.
All right,
so see you all next time.